What's up, YouTube? Hey, check this out, man. I was going to play the bass guitar live for my haters. I don't do nothing for y'all. Nah, the haters were like, how do we know that's you doing that? Oh, my God. Well, you can't. A hater, you can't satisfy a hater. But I think they just doing that just to say something and then say something else to see what I'm going to do. But I'm going to shut you up. That's what I'm going to do. But anyway, I got a track that I made for the haters like 3 or 4 years ago, and I played live bass right here, right, like real live, like live. And I got a headache, man, and this kidney stone is killing me and all that type of stuff. So I thought I'd share this. While I was looking for it, I found this right here. You know, Uncle Mike think he a jokester, so check this out.
Man, I can't wait. I can't wait till he get here. Let me get ready. Yeah. Man, what you call me in here for? Hey, we working on a new intro. What? Yeah. Where your hat at, man?
New intro.
I think I did this music.
You ain't trying to sing, are you?
I did this music like 8 years ago.
I can sing a little bit.
Man.
Yeah.
I got on the same shirt.
Where's your hat?
Man, I'm not wearing that mess.
Come on, man. You gotta wear
You
it.
look stupid. That's what you do.
I don't
you
look stupid. Nuh-uh.
All right.
Hey, put the
I
headphones
can't believe
on.
I got on the exact same shirt, yo.
Okay, yeah, put the headphones on. You ready?
Hit the play button.
All right, there you go.
Hey. Welcome. You are now rocking with the best. You know. The best will be Mike Cross and I, of course. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be your host tonight. And we want to take this time to thank y'all for coming out tonight. Yeah, and it goes a little something like this. Tonight's the night and show you right. And next we gonna rock tonight. And turn off the lights and grab a friend. Just let the music from your soul get in. Like tonight's the night and show you right. And next we gonna rock the mic and turn off the lights and grab a friend. Just let the music from your soul come in.
Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and have a good time. Music heads by the blow, rolling with the flow, rocking to the beat, we're ready to go. Come on, put your hands up high, if you feeling the beat, we know why. Music heads, we're here to rock, listen to this, while the beat drops. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and have a good time. Music heads by the blow, rolling with the flow, rocking to the beat, we're ready to go. Come on, put your hands up high, if you feeling the beat, we know why. Music heads, we're here to rock, listen to this, while the beat drops.
Our music heads, them guys rockin'. Our music head keep the stage poppin'. Our music head got the crowd shouting. They be rockin' and knockin', knowing that ain't no stoppin'.
M to U to Z to I to K to H to E to A to Z. Wait, E before the Z. M to U to Z to I to K to H to E to A to Z. Wait, there's a Z before the Z. Here we go, we glad you came to our show. Music here, we got the flow. You know just how we go. Taking music to another level, oh yeah.
We on another level, girls say we double trouble. Dudes say we overrated, boys just be overhating. Sit back, take down our musical facts that's built upon tracks that you ain't even heard yet.
Sit back, sit back, sit back, sit back. Sing the hook, sing the hook, sing the hook. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and have a good time. Music heads by the blow, rolling with the flow, rocking to the beat, we're ready to go. Come on, put your hands up high, if you feeling the beat, we know why. Music heads, we're here to rock, listen to this, while the beat drops. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and have a good time. Music heads by the blow, rolling with the flow, rocking to the beat, we're ready to go. Come on, put your hands up high, if you feeling the beat, we know why. Music heads, we're here to rock, listen to this, while the beat drops. We gonna show it off.
Oh,
Where
man.
you going? Oh, man.
A little dry Uncle Mike humor. I did this beat and everything in the song and stuff, man, about 5 or 6 years ago. Probably 8 or 9 years ago. Anyway, they end up they was getting a deal or something. I can't remember. I can't even remember, man. I'm getting them mixed up with some other groups I was working with. But long story short, we did 2 songs. We was going to get a deal. We had the manager, one of the girls' mother was the manager. She was my manager to help me land a lot of deals and stuff. Shout out. Long story short, they decided that they was going to break up. They ain't even put out no album, ain't do nothing yet. Now they're going to break up. We still together, but we're going to do our own thing. And I'm like, you only did 2 songs. Y'all ain't even. Oh my God. So I called myself putting that out just to let them know that it was a hit. They was telling me all the stuff that was wrong with it. And it was just an intro to their album. Anyway, these are the problems that I've been going through trying to get deals and get record deals and everything with the music and stuff. So, and I thought it was pretty good. But anyway, dude, Judge and Diddy case push by public to overturn the verdict after jurors may have been exposed. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy. Yeah.
Let me let y'all, first of all, let me start off by saying this, because I need to clear this up before we even get into this. Because when I saw what everybody was saying, I had to go look up to make sure it's within the actual rules. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning, I had to make sure it's within the rule book for this to even be possible, okay? So I went and looked it up, and yes, a federal judge, Judge R. Submaranian, can overturn a jury's verdict if the judge determines the jury did not follow the instructions given, particularly if the error was significant and prejudicial, right? Prejudicial, okay? This is often referred to as a judgment notwithstanding the verdict or a judgment NOV. Let me keep going, right? I had to break this down first before I talk about what's going on, all right? So let me say it again. Yes, a federal judge can overturn a jury's verdict if the judge determines the jury did not follow the instructions given, all right? So yes, it's possible. I had to look that up first. Elaboration, juror misconduct. If the judge finds that the jurors engage in misconduct such as considering information not presented in court or discussing the case with outsiders, this can lead to a new trial. Failure to follow instructions. If the jury's verdict is inconsistent with the judge's instructions on the law, or if the instructions were erroneous, right? The judge may overturn the verdict, right? Judgment notwithstanding the verdict. This is the legal procedure where a judge can overturn a jury's verdict if the judge believes the evidence presented at trial was not sufficient to support the verdict, or if the jury applied it to the law incorrectly. Appeal. If a judge overturns a verdict, the party that lost the case can appeal to a higher court. The appeals court can uphold the judge's decision or reinstate the jury's verdict. Jury nullification. While juries have the power to disregard the law, right, and acquit the defendant, judges are not supposed to instruct them to do so and may overturn a verdict based on nullification if it was reached. Okay?
Wow,
now,
never knew that.
We get to this guy. If I'm not mistaken, one of the last things the judge said when this case ended was he told the jury, don't talk to the press. Let's just start right there. And this is a classic situation of why you do not talk to the press unless you have all your ducks in a row. Now, the same man who went viral for talking about this entire case is going viral again. And I'm talking about the man who reported on this entire case and had the entire world locked into him. This man right here, Inner City Press. Inner City Press has now posted that video clip from the interview from CNN. Inner City Press, it says, in the U.S. versus Combs, the judge told the jurors and alternates at every break. Let me repeat myself again. The judge told the jurors and the alternates at every break, don't speak with each other about the case. UN alternate George, who did not deliberate, told CNN unanimously, and I quote, unanimously, we all said, end quote. He also said that UNOCT, United Nations of Counterterrorism, does not work with U.S. law enforcement. That was a lie as well. That was a lie as well. Because if you look at the information right here, right? United Nations, read it right there, Office of Counterterrorism does work with law enforcement agents globally. But its role is focused on coordination, capacity building, and providing technical assistance rather than direct operational collaboration specifically. Now, let's keep going into this because everybody's upset in a whirlwind now. And all these people are talking about they want the judge to overturn the verdict because this guy got on CNN on the news and said that they all was basically, you understand what I'm saying? They unanimously was talking to each other. They unanimously said blah, blah, blah. And then he did another interview that y'all didn't even see last night. Right? But Inner City Press also put up there that clip from the judge where the judge says don't speak with each other or anybody else. Don't look up anything about the case. He said he told them every single get-go what was going on. Also, this lady who has been covering the updates as well, very well, P. Diddy trial updates, says breaking, an alternate juror in the Diddy trial allegedly denied any law enforcement ties twice. He works with the UN Counterterrorism Office, which partners with U.S. agencies. If he lied, it's perjury. If he spoke out post-trial, it could be contempt. They are going off online about this entire situation now. All right? As y'all can see right there, the judge's instructions to the jury at all times. His instructions to the jury at all times. Same instructions. Matthew from Inner City Press posted this. Same instructions. Don't speak with each other about the case. The jurors were not even supposed to talk with each other. This guy not only, right, went on CNN and talked about and said the statement that he said on CNN. He also, last night, ladies and gentlemen, went on News Nation. And on News Nation, he said some things too. Now, I'm going to play a clip from what Matthew posted on Inner City Press about what he said on ESPN from, and I'm talking about Matthew from Inner City Press. That's the guy who covers the news on Inner City Press. He is talking about this right now. And this is big right here, y'all. This is big. Now, let's get to this.
That I think unanimously we kind of all said like, wow. Like
unanimously, we kind of all said like, wow. What? What do you mean unanimously? You weren't supposed to be talking with each other, sir.
That I think unanimously we kind of all said like, wow. Like it was almost.
Now, why weren't jurors supposed to be talking to each other? None of the jurors or the alternates were supposed to be talking to each other because here's why. They weren't supposed to be talking to each other because they weren't supposed to be influencing each other's opinions during the case. Now, he went on News Nation last night. I'm going to go back to the CNN interview. He went on News Nation last night and he tried to, because, all the people who support Diddy been using him like, hey, man, see, look at this alternate juror said. Well, they're not going to like what he said at the end of News Nation last night. But he went on News Nation and basically said, yeah, I stand on my decision, this, that, and the third. But he also said something else that's really going to probably tick the judge off, you know what I'm saying, and turn this situation into something completely else. Now let's get into that part right here. Now this is from News Nation interview last night that was dropped in the middle of the night with this juror. A whole different interview than CNN. Listen to what he said.
Ashley, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it's a lot. Everybody thinks jury duty. How do I get out of it? But you're an example of a shining fellow American who didn't do that, and you did your civic duty. And I know you're smiling, but I'm really pious about this stuff. I think it's really important. So, with that all said, did you agree with the verdict?
I did. I did agree with the verdict. You know, through the whole thing, I took a lot of notes. I think it's about 350 pages worth of notes, about 3 steno pads worth of notes. I wasn't actually the one that took the most notes. There was others that actually took more notes than I did. I think 4 steno pads. But I think if I was able to.
Now, first of all, how did he know who else took more notes than him if they weren't supposed to talk with each other? Let's just start right there. How did he know who else did what? How did he know if the judge instructions to them were to not talk to each other throughout the entire trial? The main jurors or the alternates? Bro, this is going to get real bad. I'm telling y'all this now. See, let's keep going.
Given the chance to deliberate and review all my notes, review all the evidence, everything I needed to see, and also, most importantly, review the judge's charges, I would have eventually reached the same conclusion that the other the 12 jurors found.
And of course, there you were. The 12 went off into the room, and you didn't get to be the fly on the wall in the room. But did you all have the same sense? I know you weren't allowed to talk about the facts.
Listen to her question now. Her question is the setup question. Let me repeat myself again. Her question is the setup question. She asked him, well, did you all have the sense? She set this man up straight up because they weren't even supposed to be talking to each other the whole time. Now let's keep going now. Listen to her question. She set his ass up with that question to destroy himself and all the rest of them jurors. I want y'all to listen right now. This is going viral. I want y'all to listen to this.
You were. The 12 went off into the room, and you didn't get to be the fly on the wall in the room. But did you all have the same sense? I know you weren't allowed to talk about the facts of the case, but you were with these people for, 7 weeks straight. Did you all get the sense that everybody felt the same way all the way along, or was it poker face, you couldn't tell?
You know, it was, I think in a sense we were just all hoping, we were just kind of waiting for it to end, you know?
How does he know that? How does he know that all the jurors are waiting for it to end if they weren't supposed to talk about the case? Bro, this is why the internet's in shambles right now. I try to tell y'all this, man. Listen, bro. Bro, this dude don't have no sense. Why is he doing interviews? Why is he doing interviews? Somebody got to tell me this. He said that during the whole trial, they were waiting for it to end. They weren't even really interested. Are you crazy? He said we all. How do you know what you all were trying to do? And smash the like button. We should have over 2,000 likes easy. How in the blue hell? She even set the question up by telling him, yo, and you know you weren't supposed to be talking to each other. This dude still answered the question. Man, I swear to God, man. I swear for God, man. This fool still answered the question. The judge even told him, don't talk to the press. Don't do no interviews, none of this stuff. What is the first thing he do when the trial's over? This dude going to interview tour, man. Lord have mercy, man. Oh, my God, bro. Oh, my goodness gracious, man. I can't believe this, man. I cannot believe this, man. This is crazy work. How can he talk about the mindset of the other jurors during the entire trial unless he spoke with them? Lord have mercy, man. They weren't supposed to. She even told him. She teed up the question to him so that he could say, oh, no, well, we didn't speak to each other. He didn't even say that. He said, hey, man, look, we unanimously all couldn't wait for it to be over with. Are you crazy?
You were. The 12 went off into the room, and you didn't get to be the fly on the wall in the room. But did you all have the same sense? I know you weren't allowed to talk about the facts of the case, but you were with these people for 7 weeks straight. Did you all get the sense that everybody felt the same way all the way along, or was it poker face? You couldn't tell.
It was. I think, in a sense, we were just all hoping. We were just kind of waiting for it to end. Every day. I think it was just because there was so much evidence and so much testimony, and it was like, as you said, it was 7 weeks of witness after witness after witness after witness. So I think we were hoping for it to come all together, and we were really waiting for the judge to give us his instructions to know, what.
We were waiting. We were hoping for it to come together. We were waiting. This dude don't expose all the jurors, man. Lord have mercy, man. Bro, if the judge overturned this decision, man, bro, blame this dude. Blame this dude right here. Blame this guy on the screen. If the judge overturns the decision, blame this guy right here. Inner City Press is talking about this right now, bro. Lord have mercy, man. If the judge comes and overturns this decision, blame this man right here. Matthew from them put on there. Once again, they talked about this. I'm going to say it again. He sat up there and talked about, man, they had all these witnesses and all this evidence and stuff like that, man. We were just ready to get out of there, man. Are you crazy? All the witnesses were for the government. Diddy had no witnesses. Bro, listen, I'm telling y'all this right now. The internet's in a stir. Matthew posted this stuff, man. He posted this late last night. Matthew posted this in the middle of last night. The internet is going berserk over there right now. All over the internet. They're going berserk right now. They're saying, are you serious? Read Inner City Press. This is where everybody's getting their information. The whole trial. In the U.S. versus Combs, the judge told the jurors in the alternates at every break, don't speak with each other about the case. You in alternate George, who did not deliberate, told CNN unanimously, we all said, are you crazy? Oh, Jesus have mercy, man. Oh, my God, bro. Bro, this dude wasn't even supposed to be on TV. He wasn't even supposed to be on TV. He wasn't supposed to be on TV. Why did he even go on TV and do any interviews?
My question is this: if the judge does overturn it, what does that mean? That means they're going to take everything away and start all over? Does that mean that the judge can decide on put the RICO back in? And I mean, what does it mean? I don't even know what it means if he overturns it. Does that mean Diddy is free? I don't know what it means.
You have to ask yourself that question. Then he got exposed over allegedly saying that the United States Office of Counterterrorism doesn't work with law enforcement. What did they do? This dude has given the judge a legitimate reason to overturn this case. Yes, a federal judge can overturn a jury's verdict if a judge determines the jury did not follow the instructions given. Lord have mercy, man. Are you serious, dog? Are we serious, man? An alternate juror in the Diddy trial allegedly denied any law enforcement ties twice. He works with the UN Counterterrorism Office, which partners with U.S. agencies. If he lied, it's perjury. If he spoke out post-trial, it could be contempt of court. Lord have mercy, bro. Oh my God, bro. My Lord, man. Shout out to Yolanda coming through with a $50 donation in the Cash App this morning. I appreciate it. Much love to you. She says the judge definitely got to look at this. Man, listen, everybody's talking about this right now. Everybody's talking about this right now. Salisi, I appreciate you in the Cash App with the donation. She says, all these people are dirty. Shaking my head. Man, listen, y'all already know what's going on, man. Y'all see what it is, man. This is crazy work, man. This man said, and let me tell y'all something. This man said, the lady even told him. She even like gave him a head start. She was like, y'all wasn't supposed to talk to each other. I believe she probably did that on purpose to see if this fool was still gonna say what he said. And he still said what he said. I believe she did that on purpose.
What the definitions are, what we're actually looking to do. So I think we had an open mind this entire time, and it really was like a show.
We had an open mind. This guy keeps talking about what the jurors are doing. He wasn't supposed to talk with the jurors at the whole time. Let me tell y'all something. The reason you're not supposed to talk with the jurors is during the case, the entire time, is because you're not supposed to be able or try to influence other jurors' mindsets or notes and things that they're taking during the case. It's simple. It's simple. Oh my goodness gracious, bro. Bro, I'm telling y'all something, man. I don't know what's going to happen, but if the judge comes back and overturns this case because he investigates what this clown did on TV, bro, I ain't got nothing else to say, man. I ain't got nothing else to say, man. Because this dude shouldn't even been on TV. Why are you even on TV talking about what the jurors did, dog? Why? And guess what, y'all? Let me tell y'all another secret. You know why what he's saying is going to be legitimate? I'm going to tell y'all why. Because nobody knew who the real jurors were until the last second. Let me repeat myself again. Nobody knew who the real jurors were until the last second. He also revealed that the judge did not tell them who the jurors that were going to go into the room for deliberations were going to be until the last second. Yeah. Let me repeat that again. This is why the jurors were not supposed to be talking at all. Let me say this to y'all one more time. The jurors did not know who was going to be deliberating until the last second. The judge told them. He said that. I want y'all to, we're going to go through and listen to what this guy said, bro. This dude don't have no common sense. And it ain't, he don't have no common sense. And it ain't good enough sense for it to be common for this dude, bro. Absolute foolishness, man. How in the world can you go out here, dog, say these things that are actually is going to muddy the waters completely? Right? Cali kid, get off your knees. Get off my chat. Let's keep going.
Every day I think it was just because there was so much evidence and so much testimony, and it was like, as you said, it was seven.
It was so much evidence. But yeah, Diddy's not guilty. Oh my God, bro. Boy, these people ain't got no brains, bro.
Weeks of witness after witness after witness after witness. So I think we were hoping for it to come all together, and we were really waiting for the judge to give us his instructions to know, what the definitions are, what we're actually looking to do. So I think we had an open mind this entire time, and it really was like a show, and we were just the audience and just waiting to hear everything, whatever both sides present to us, and then make the ruling.
With that, I want to go sort of granular down to each of these charges, because when you listen to the prosecution's closing argument, she said to you, you can agree to have a lot of sex and
you will feel at home.
Hear what she's about to say right now. She's about to tell him, yo, they didn't even have to show a pattern. All they had to show was one time that Diddy violated the law. Y'all didn't believe that Cassie didn't want it one time, even though it was stated in messages, even though the sex worker said that he was getting beaten in that room and Diddy told her to finish strong. Listen to what he said.
Would agree just one time that's sex trafficking. And I felt like there was evidence where both Jane and Cassie said, I don't want to do this. And there was pressure. There was either force, fraud, or coercion. Did you not agree? Did you think that the women were not telling the truth?
No. From the beginning, you could tell that. I mean, especially with Cassie, when she came in, she was, very visibly pregnant. I mean, she was extremely pregnant. So and even when Jane came, I think both of them were very credible.
What?
But
he said he thinks Cassie and Jane Doe were very credible. They sat up there and told you, hey man, we ain't want to do it at this time. He said that he thinks that they were both very credible. Oh my God, bro. But still, he was like, nope, Diddy's not guilty. Hey, bro, listen. Listen, man. I told y'all this. The judge is probably going to look at this and say, you know what, man? Yeah, this is what's going on around here. Okay, cool. Hey, I'm telling y'all this, man. This man should did no interviews, bro.
Very visibly pregnant. She was extremely pregnant. So and even when Jane came, I think both of them were very credible. But as you listen to their testimony, and both of them, their testimony went for days. I think as you listen to them, some parts of their story at times, seemed like certain parts didn't really. There were a little bit holes, especially when under cross-examination. It raised a little bit levels of doubt, and especially in my mind. On certain things.
So I get that. I definitely get that. It raises certain levels of doubt because I love free coughs, right? There's that text message. I love to free cough with you. But do you believe, George, and do you think your fellow jurors believe that Cassie, and let's just put Jane aside, that Cassie at least one time did not want to be a part of that? Say, for instance, after the escort testified that he could hear what sounded like Diddy beating her in the next room. And then they came back in and he said, finish strong. Did you believe that maybe that was an instance where Cassie truly did not want to finish, but she was coerced into finishing that free cough?
When looking at everything, and then because defense, when they were showing, the counter arguments, they would always show, the after effects of some of especially the text messages. And in those instances, there was also a lot of saying thank you sometimes, or, I had a great time. So those kind of instances, they really did, I think, raise a little bit of doubt. And then just to know that these freak-offs were, done in free will.
Well, that's what I mean. So I think many of them seemed to be, according to the evidence, she was into it. She was organizing and saying thank you and all the rest. But that one free cough, that's why I get down to the granular. The one free cough where the...
Sorry, y'all. I'm on this water diet, man, and I got to get up and go use the bathroom. I can't even say it for an hour. I've been sucking in all this water. All right, here we go, man. Let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling.
Well, that's what I mean. So I think many of them seemed to be, according to the evidence, she was into it. She was organizing and saying thank you and all the rest. But that one free cough, that's why I get down to the granular. The one free cough where the escort said I could hear her being, what sounded like her being beaten. She came out and Diddy said, finish strong. And is it possible, again, in a reasonable, not beyond all measure of doubt, just a reasonable doubt. Is it possible that Cassie did finish that free cough under coercion because she had just been smacked around in the room next door?
No, it very well could be. But I think when you look at everything together, there was some doubt that the jury had to convict, to say that those two counts were not guilty.
And maybe, I don't know if you agree with this, George, maybe there was too much information. Maybe the prosecution just handed you way too much to be able to kind of sort through it all, again, on that granular level. Is that fair?
I think it is fair. I mean, there was a lot of information, I have to say. I mean, every day when I would leave the court, it was just like, you really didn't know like where to even like begin. A lot of times I would just walk home from the court all the way up to Grand Central, just to kind of clear my mind of all the things, because it's just, it's just a lot of information. There's a lot of exhibits that they kept presenting. So, and every day was just, I always just came with an open mind, and I really didn't have my mind made up in either way, really until the end, until we were really waiting until the judge gave his 62-page instructions on what we need to do. And that's, I think, I was waiting for. Just, why are,
that's
what
a
are we
long
here
walk,
for?
By the way.
It is.
That's like almost an hour, if I do my math right. That's a lot. That's a long walk. I have one last question. I'm going to make it brief because I'm running out of time, but I am so curious, because as I watched all of this testimony and the witnesses every single day, I felt like I saw evidence of bribery, kidnapping, extortion, assault, corroborated by several witnesses, testimony, and messages. And those were all the predicate acts in order to find RICO, the racketeering. And yet the jury found no racketeering. Why do you think that is?
I think racketeering, and I mean, from what I understood, it's a very, I mean, all the charges are very high bar charges. But when you look at the different counts, I think the defense raised some doubt in each one of them, especially kidnapping, arson, forced labor, all of those different charges, because you had to find them in two. I think there was always a little bit of doubt. The prosecution did an excellent job. I have the highest regards for all the prosecutors. I was very impressed with them. But the defense did poke some holes in the witnesses' arguments on some of those charges.
They did their job.
They did their job. They did what they were paid for.
They poked a lot of holes, George.
Yes.
They got you to reasonable doubt. They got your colleagues to reasonable doubt. One last quick question. I knew that I said that was my last question, but I do have this one. Can I ask you this? What do you think of Sean Combs as a man?
Well, any man who does domestic violence isn't much of a man, in my opinion. It's anyone that beats a woman, hurts a woman, is not a good person. And that was from the beginning. They had even the defense admitted that Sean Diddy Combs is he's a very flawed individual. So I'm glad that and the evidence was overwhelming that he's found guilty on these two charges. So I'm glad that he is going to face justice
for that time. Yeah.
So I'm happy for that. And I hope he gets the max, whatever he can get.
And he also says, I hope Diddy gets the max 20 years.
Were you about to say you hope he gets the max?
I said, I hope, it's the judge's discretion for whatever, however the sentence, but I hope, and I know the judge has been fair this whole time, so I hope, it's the maximum whatever is possible.
That's interesting. I want to thank you again for your civic duty and all those.
But now he ends by saying, I hope he gets the max. Man, boy, these dudes are crazy as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to the CNN, right? Right? Let's go to the CNN interview, right? Because that was the interview where he said these things and that has now sparked this controversy online, right? Where he basically said unanimously that we said, now I want y'all to listen to this, right? So let's get into this.
We have to find, we have to find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I think there was always a little bit of doubt in people's mind. And I think it was a tough case to prove, especially the first one. There was
what he said. He said, I think it was always some doubt in our minds. How do you know that if you didn't talk to any other jurors? How would you know what any of the other jurors are thinking if you didn't talk to them? You weren't supposed to talk to any of the other jurors, Lebowski. I want y'all to listen to this.
And the judge had instructed us that we have to find, we have to find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I think there was always a little bit of doubt in people's mind. And I think it was a tough case to prove, especially.
How do you know it was a little bit of doubt in people's mind the whole time? When the judge told you the entire time, do not, same instructions, don't speak with any other jurors about the case. Don't speak with anybody else. And don't look up anything about the case. So how do you know how all the other jurors were feeling the entire time if you follow the judge's instructions throughout the case? To make it make sense. Somebody got to make this make sense. Matthew put up the judge's instructions on the screen. He's all over this right now. This is big problems for Diddy, y'all.
We have to find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And I think there was always a little bit of doubt in people's mind. And I think it was
in people's mind. How you know? How do you know? Oh my God, bro.
Case to prove, especially the first one. And there was always a little bit of doubt there, even from the beginning.
Why did you doubt?
I think some of the charges, some of the witnesses, if you look at it one way, but then when you were listening to the defense, you could see it their way as well.
Were there any witnesses that made you think, I don't believe this?
There was one that I think unanimously we kind of all said like, wow, like it was almost like watching like TV. It was like, like when I think her name was Dawn.
We all said wow. We unanimously all said wow. How could you unanimously say something to the juror if you weren't supposed to talk to the jurors, bro? Listen to what he said again, y'all.
Any witnesses that made you think, I don't believe this?
She said any witnesses that made you. She didn't say all of y'all. She said you. Why? Because the jurors weren't supposed to talk with each other. But listen to what this bozo said.
There was one that I think unanimously we kind of all said like, wow.
We kind of all said, Lord have mercy, man. Oh my God. And the people don't understand this. Here's the reason why he's relevant. Here's the reason why he's relevant in what he's saying. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the judge had the juries and the alternates, right? None of them knew who was going to go into deliberation until the end. The judge saved the jurors that he sent to deliberate to the end. So throughout the entire case, none of the jurors knew that they were alternate or that they were main jurors. Let me repeat that again. None of the jurors knew. The judge told them at the end, okay, these are the jurors that are going to deliberate. Lord have mercy, man.
Like it was almost like watching like TV. It was like like when I think her name was Dawn Richard, that one. When she on cross-examination. I mean, I never saw such a cross-examination. It was very impressive to watch.
What was it about it?
I think this how the defense,
Excuse me. He's not saying when they deliberated, Janet jackass. He said throughout the entire time, you idiot. Listen to what he said, you damn fool. He said throughout the entire time. That's what he said. He didn't say, hey, no, we deliberate. No, he said throughout the entire time. That's why Matthew and everybody else is going nuts on the internet right now.
Got into her and really made her, look very not credible. I mean, I even wrote in my notebook that it was like a takedown.
Really? And that was pretty early on.
That was pretty early on.
From the opening statements, did you have a mindset of who you thought had a better case?
No. I think overall, and the way I look at it, both sides presented really good. Both sides presented themselves well. We were very impressed with the prosecution and the defense, how they, the professionalism, how they carried themselves. It was really good lawyering, as they say.
Racketeering is notoriously a complex case. Did you feel that the prosecution presented enough evidence that there was even an enterprise?
I think they did the best that they could, but I think it was a tough case to prove.
Why?
When you look at the charges, kidnapping, arson, forced labor, the government had one side, but then the defense, they had some pretty good rebuttals to it. So that I think added some doubt always, and I think in people's minds.
You didn't hear from some of the people the government said were co-conspirators, like employees of
Courtroom and
example or D-Rock. Yeah. Did that affect your thoughts about the case?
I don't think so, no.
Would you have wanted to hear from them?
We always thought that maybe we would hear from them, but...
We always thought. How do he know what they thought? How do they know what they thought? You have to ask yourself this question, ladies and gentlemen. How do he know what they thought? How do he know what they thought if you didn't talk to him the whole time? Man, the judge bro, do y'all not know what's going on right now? This fool went on TV doing interviews, and the judge told him, don't do no interviews, man. But once again, him doing this interview, we would have never known if he didn't do this interview. Do I think the judge is seeing this? Are you crazy? Matthew from Inner City Press is reporting this. You damn right he's watching this. Matthew from Inner City Press went and reported this at 11 o'clock in the night. 1 o'clock in the morning last night. What the hell do you think? You damn right.
But maybe we also understood maybe why they wouldn't be called.
Why?
He keeps saying we.
Because maybe they didn't want to testify, or they wouldn't really be proving the case, or it would be
speculation. The judge says you're not supposed to use the fact of whether or not a witness came or didn't get called as guilt or innocence against that person. This dude don't got no brains.
Advantageous to be called. So, honestly, we were just waiting till the end
We were just waiting until the end. Oh, this guy right here, bro. This guy right here. I guarantee you the judge gonna call this mofo in the chambers, bro. He's gonna file an investigation. They're gonna file an investigation. I guarantee y'all this. This dude, in my opinion, he had to have been put up there to say this stuff on national TV to spark. I'm telling y'all this. There ain't no other way, bro. Because where the other jurors? Y'all ain't seen no other jurors up there. Huh?
The judge gave his instructions and how to interpret the law. Because, I think everyone really didn't have anything made up, their mind made up or in any way.
How would you know that unless you talk to the people, sir?
Didn't have anything made up, their mind made up or in any way.
How would you know that unless you talk to the people, sir? How would you know what somebody else is thinking unless you were talking to them the whole time?
It was really, everyone was waiting to see how, the definitions and how everything was going to be interpreted and what they were to be looked at. Exactly.
So important.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the sex trafficking case because of court charges. Obviously, Cassie Ventura testified visibly pregnant for days.
Yes.
How did her testimony impact you and your understanding of the case?
We listened very intently. It was, I think, 5 days or forever of thing. And, it was very riveting. And it was very riveting testimony and very credible testimony.
You believed her.
I mean, I think we did.
You think you believe Cassie, but you said that nah, Diddy's not guilty, bro. We ain't. What else we got to talk about, yo? What else do we have to talk about, bro? What else do we have to talk about? This is a CNN interview right here playing. What else we got to talk about? We ain't got to talk about nothing else.
I think we did. I mean,
we. He keeps saying we, not me. We.
She wouldn't have done all this just to come up there and lie about everything. So no.
So she's not lying about everything, you idiot. She wouldn't do all this to lie, but you said that she's lying. Make it make sense.
I don't think even the defense didn't come out and say or anything like that.
Did the money that they talked about in terms of a civil settlement she received, did that color her testimony for you at all?
I don't think so, no.
Did you look at the defendant, Diddy Combs, differently after her testimony?
No, I didn't really look at him too much. I mean, I always looked at him because my point of view was just literally at him, like some people were on the side, but I was more in the corner. Mm-hmm. So I was always staring at him, but I don't think he was mostly just very composed and talking with his lawyers and very in control, it seemed like. Because I think I'm not really familiar too much with cases and I don't really follow, cases in court, so I don't know how defendants usually act, but sometimes what I've heard in from the news is that some defendants, they just sit very stoically, they don't interact with their lawyers.
I looked from the news. You're not supposed to read the news, sir. Let me put this on here again. You damn fool. This is what Matthew put up there from Inner City Press. He put it up there on his channel. On his tweet. Same instructions. Don't speak with each other about this case. Don't speak with anybody else, says the judge. And don't look up anything about the case. With that, we'll see you tomorrow to start at 1 p.m. Let's keep going.
They just let their lawyers talk and go. But he was very, talking with them, writing notes, doing that. So you could tell that he was fighting for himself.
You saw some very graphic images, videos. You heard very sexual and graphic details. What was that like, hearing that? And how did it impact how you viewed the case?
No, they were very graphic, and but I think overall, we were looking at it from one side, and it was definitely riveting and eye opening.
What did you see on the videos? The press wasn't able to see it in real time.
Yeah. No, I mean they were showing some of the. Well, I mean there was both the freak offs and hotel nights, as they were called, from both of them. But it was.
What were they showing those videos?
They showed, well, again, the defense and the prosecution showed different clips, so they were very selective. Mm-hmm. The prosecution was showing more, just Cassie just sitting around.
The defense showed that.
Defense showed that, yeah.
Just her sitting around, not engaging in sexual activity.
Yes.
For the prosecution, when you had to have your headphones on, in other words, what were you seeing then?
There was sexual activity, but I mean, it wasn't really.
Was it forced?
It didn't seem forced. It was actually pretty tame.
Really?
Yeah. It was just a lot of rubbing oil and stuff on there. It wasn't anything too graphic.
Let me ask you, this jury that deliberated did not find sex trafficking when it came to Cassie Ventura. They also didn't find it when it came to Jane. And I want to ask you about Jane in a moment. Mm-hmm. But did it surprise you when it came to Cassie Ventura that they did not convict on sex trafficking?
No, I think it was a difficult thing to prove, and I think there was always some doubt, whether, because I think what the judge says, it has to be forced, and I think the defense did show some messages where it didn't seem that.
Excuse me. He said about force, fraud, or coercion, sir. Lord have mercy, man. This man just said force. He said about force, fraud, or coercion, dog.
When you heard her rent was being paid or her lawyer is being paid by the defendant, did that surprise you?
That was surprising, yeah, and it was still being paid.
What did you think when you heard that?
Wow, it was surprising.
No. She didn't ask you that. She asked you, what did you think? He won't even say what he thought.
You as well about, obviously I'm talking about Diddy as if I know him. Like we know his name because he's, this very famous person. Did the fact that he was so famous, did that impact you in any way? Did you know him?
No, I did not know him.
Do you know his music at all?
No, I didn't really listen to his music.
Seeing him.
Shout out to Yolanda in the Cash App, $50 donation. Salute to you, Yolanda. I appreciate it, man. Ma'am, salute to you. I appreciate it. If y'all want to donate, the link pinned at the top of the chat.
Was just a stranger.
Pretty much. I know of him, and I know, but I don't really follow his music or the rap industry in general. So that might have been why. I think a lot of the jurors, I think if you look at their backgrounds, I don't think they were, they didn't follow this or that. That's probably why they were chosen. I was never expected to be chosen, to be honest.
Yeah, well,
I wasn't even looking for this at all.
Who would be,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
But let me ask you, the other jurors, when you would talk to them, I know you weren't allowed to deliberate at all in this, but when you talked to them, were they familiar with who he was? Did his celebrity status seem to impact them at all?
No, I don't think so, no. I think everyone was really waiting for the interpretation of the law. And
is that because you were confused about the case or because you just wanted to know your marching orders?
I think we wanted to know our marching orders and how we need to look at everything. I think we were really, I think, at least for me, we want to be, and we are asked to be as impartial as possible. So we needed to know, you hear both sides of, one side, the other side, and it's very important to know what we're actually supposed to be, ruling at and how we're supposed to be looking at it from the judge. Or something like that, but really we were kind of kept in isolation from the whole day. Not really told much, told to not follow any news or turn off everything. Don't talk to anyone. Don't talk among yourselves about the case, which we followed. We really followed the judge's instructions. At least I did too.
So when that person, when that person was no longer in the chair after seeing them there for 7 weeks on end, or however many weeks it was in at that point, did you think it was odd? Did you have concerns?
No. That's why they have, they call 18 people, because they knew it was a long case, and there's probably going to be someone's going to get sick or someone's going to drop out. So that's why. So,
would you have wanted to hear Diddy testify? Would it have made a difference to you?
I don't think so, no.
I'm done, man. This clown said he don't even think if Diddy testified, it made a difference. Oh, so how do you have an open mind then, sir? I want y'all to think about this. How do you have an open mind if you said that you thought Cassie was very credible and Jane, but you said that you had an open mind in this case, but then you say, it wouldn't change me if Diddy would have testified. Are you crazy? Oh my God, bro. So here we go again with this foolishness again. It's going to be all over the news now, man. They're going to be talking about this now that he came out, said this stuff, man. And now that they're talking about this over there in the city press, and the city press is in the courtroom every day. And he dropped this late last night, y'all. Late last night, he dropped this. You know what I'm saying? Bro, crazy work, man. Everybody's going to be on this now. You see what he said right there. Matthew from Inner City Press, and Matthew has no dog in this fight, in this race. It says that the U.S. versus Combs, the judge told the jurors and the alternates at every break, don't speak with each other about the case. UN alternate George, who did not deliberate, told CNN unanimously, we all said, end quote. He also said that United States Office of Counterterrorism doesn't work with U.S. law enforcement. That was a lie. That was a lie. And now they're saying that that could be cause for contempt of court, perjury and contempt of court. Alternate juror in the Diddy trial allegedly denied any law enforcement ties twice. He works with the UN Counterterrorism Office, which partners with U.S. agencies. If he lied, it's perjury. If he spoke out post-trial, it could be contempt. The UNOC, United Nations Office of Counterterrorism, does work with law enforcement agencies globally. This fool says they don't twice. Are you crazy? Are you crazy, dog? So y'all supposed to believe, let me say this again, everybody. Y'all supposed to believe this lying ass dude. Y'all supposed to believe him.
5 days or...
He would have got twisted on the stand.
Joining me now is an alternate juror who was in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. George is joining us right now. This was 7 weeks of your life, hearing all of this testimony. You were an alternate. You did not deliberate. Did you agree with the final verdict?
I understood the...
Now, see, he didn't say he agreed. He said, I understood the final verdict.
You're right. The defense said that they were being paid for the time. The prosecution was mocking that. Who did you believe?
So I think the evidence to show that there was the transportation of prostitution, I think, was overwhelming, and that's why the jury found them guilty on those two counts.
If you had been...
Because the prosecution, not only they showed hotel records, the bank records, the flight information. For that, I think that they proved their case beyond a reasonable doubt.
If for some reason you were to ever talk to Diddy, what would you tell him about how you saw this trial?
To be honest, I really wouldn't want to talk to him or anyone associated.
I sure in hell would.
I just want to kind of tell my side of the story, but I really wouldn't want to, associate with him or any of the people that are with him.
Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
It's about the video from the Intercontinental Hotel that you saw a lot.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Sometimes they did it like frame by frame by frame.
What did you think of that? Did you see it enough? Too much? Too little? What?
I mean, it was a very bad video. I think they showed it. Enough. I mean, they tried to show it both sides, and
did it make a difference to you in the actual charges that you would have had to deliberate over? He wasn't charged with.
He wasn't charged with domestic violence. No.
Did that surprise you?
No, because I don't think domestic violence is a federal crime. So.
Did it cloud the way you saw the rest of the charges? Seeing that video?
No, I think we looked at just what we were supposed to be, what the judge had said we were supposed to look at, and then based off of the evidence that was presented to us, they ruled in that way.
Do you think he should go to prison?
That's for the judge to decide.
So he said in CNN, it's for the judge to decide if Diddy should go to prison. But last night on News Nation, he says that not only should Diddy go to prison, he should get the max. What happens if you put these jurors on the stand and cross-examine them? Remember the same way he talked that shit about Dawn Rashad? It was like, oh yeah, Dawn, she got cooked on the stand. This idiot would get cooked on any stand. If you put him on the stand right now and had him to be cross-examined, he would be destroyed. He sat up there on CNN with a straight face and was like, yeah, that's not for us to decide. He went on News Nation the next night and said Diddy should get the max. Last night on News Nation. Make it make sense. He said that Cassie and Jane Doe were very credible witnesses. Very credible. And he believed that Cassie wouldn't go up there all pregnant like that just to lie. That's exactly what he said. Listen to what I just told y'all. Listen to what I just told y'all, right? You said, Bro says, why am I invested in anyone going to jail for life? I didn't say anything about life, sir, but you said for life over something he did 9 years ago. God can save you in seconds. Yeah, he can't save you if you're a piece of shit that don't want to be saved. Yeah, can't save you if you're a piece of shit that don't want to be saved, that's running around here beating up on people. But why are you here sniffing around my, well, I ain't even gonna say it, I'm just gonna block your ass. So we reject your deposit, sir. We reject your deposit. So if you're a Diddyite, you can get your ass, take your ass to Diddy camp, like Gene Deal say, bro. Get your ass out of here. Take your ass to Diddy camp, and I'm pretty sure you'll get all the supplies you need in Diddy camp. You understand? Because we don't get down with that type of activity around here, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I don't move like that, dog. You understand what I'm saying? I'm cut from a whole different cloth, Playboy. And I don't move like that. I think you need to understand that, dog. So, yeah, we reject your deposit. Let me go ahead, see if I can block your ass. You can take that $5 and stick it where the sun don't shine. And anybody who want to support the real, yeah, y'all get the Cash App, PayPal. Let me know what y'all think, man. Salute to everybody that's in here, too. Y'all already know what it is. I blocked that chump. Like I said before, man. I don't respect that type of stuff, man. Real talk, bro. I feel a way about that because, again, this man been doing that stuff for years, beating up on these people, on these women and stuff like that. You think that's cool?
Facts.
And they sit up here and hide behind domestic violence. Nah, man. This was abuse. This nigga was just beating up random chicks. People that work for him, people that he was dating, all kind of shit, bro. Come on, man. You can't never accept or respect no type of shit like on no level from nobody.
Beating girls at Howard University.
And the fact that Diddy is at this level in the black community, it gets it even more. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling y'all what it is. I didn't take his bread. I blocked him, so it rejected his deposit. I didn't put him in timeout. I blocked his ass and rejected his donation. Real talk, man. Real talk. You gotta have some type of morals and ethics, man. Real talk. That's what comes in this world. Like every man must have a code of morals and ethics.
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying? You don't see me running around here, you know, hey man, beating up on women, doing all this other shit, man. That's not how I roll.
Nope. Nowhere near how I roll.
I have zero respect for niggas like that. None. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? So yeah. And then when Diddy was asked about church, remember what Diddy said about church? Remember when he said that Tyrese said they wanted to go to church? Tyrese said he wanted to go to church. What did Diddy say? Remember what Diddy said? Yeah.
He the devil. No, I don't know what he said.
He didn't want to hear nothing about it. I guess you forgot that too. You know what I mean? Well, anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think. Salute to everybody who tapped in. Salute to everybody who support the channel, man. Again, if y'all want to support Cash App, PayPal link pinned at the top. Don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show too. You know, appreciate all of y'all. Purist Financial Group says stop screaming. When am I gonna stop screaming? I say what the hell I want, when the hell I want, how the hell I want. This is my damn house. If you don't like it, get to stepping. What the hell is wrong?
Get to stepping. Martin Lawrence.
I say what I want, when I want, how I want. This is Ticket TV, not Purist Financial Group. Sit your ass down, man. What the hell is wrong with you?
The hell is
come
wrong?
to somebody else's house and tell them what to do in their house. You brush your teeth, nigga. Salute to everybody tapping on in, man. You understand? And again, this is Matthew from Inner City Press reporting this.
Big ticket.
Same guy who did all the reports throughout the case.
It kills me how people try to tell you what to do with your stuff.
Salute everybody. Y'all already know what it is, man.
You should hear how many people tell me what I should and should not do with this recording studio that I built for me. Not for y'all to tell me what to do. You should hear how many people tell me what I should or should not do on my channel. How many people say, you two gonna take your channel away if you have Jaguar on there, if you have this person on there, if you have that person on there, you shouldn't do this. You need to stop doing other people's videos. I'm like, Lord have mercy, man. Can you give me a break? No matter what you do, I don't care who you are, what you do, how you do it, somebody gonna talk about you. They talked about Jesus Christ. What makes you think they ain't gonna talk about you? Look here, man. I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.